My name is Paul and I'm Marine's mechanic. And I'm proud to show you Marine's bike.
So yeah, good week last week.
Yeah, not too bad for sure. It's always good when you win for sure. I don't know why, but this year she preferred to ride a 29 bike. Last year she ride a Mulet, and finally chose this one this year. So yeah, she look like fast, so it's on.
So can you tell me what's going on with Marine's shifter?
Yeah, it's just a homemade thing to have a one-by-one click, you know. It's ugly, but it works, so it's the most important thing.
Dylan Maples, we're here in Mont-Sainte-Anne. Tell me how the last 3 races have been going for you.
Yeah, the new setup's been pretty insane. Super cool opportunity. Yeah, in Lunenville, after that one, driving in the next one, Thibaut hit me up and asked if I'd like to fill in. Over here, they got the resources and the people, so they said, why not, I guess, and yeah, took full advantage of the opportunity and super stoked on it. Took a sec to get used to and stuff, so maybe a little bit of struggle there, but here in Snowshoe last weekend, solid weekend, started to get the hang of everything and all came together and ended up 20th in the end there, so really stoked on that one. Yeah, like I had the rock shocks, older rock shocks, and then going to Fox, different brakes, everything, so like different feels for sure. So it just all takes some getting used to and stuff, but I think we're getting there.
My name's George. I'm working for the YT Mob, and this is Oisin O'Callaghan's race bike, and it's a full 29. I mean, MX definitely has its place. The steeper it gets, the more that rear wheel becomes kind of a hindrance, I suppose. But if you've ever ridden a mullet over a 29, you know that sort of sensation of it getting hung up on sort of the chunky stuff. So yeah, potentially last weekend with the track and the repeated hits, maybe that rear 29 really did sort of make a difference. Unless you're super small, I really think it's down to preference and riding style and yeah, what you want out of your bike really.
And what other little tweaks are going on with Oisin's bike?
Yeah, I mean, spends lots of his off season riding e-bikes, and they've got a big lump of weight, the motor, down by the bottom bracket. They're about 3 kilos, I believe, so we've strapped some weight right down there to kind of give him some of those benefits. I mean, the bike's more planted, better traction out the tyres, so it's on there and it's working.
Snowshoe to MSA will probably be a pretty drastic difference since Snowshoe's flat, big square edge rocks, really hard to hold lines, and MSA is wide open, incredibly high average speeds, and quite steep. So I think you'll see some pretty big chassis changes going on here. Less weight on the front end compared to Snowshoe. Like a lot of guys at Snowshoe were trying to just stay on top of everything because there really wasn't any grip to be found. But I think here you're going to get higher cockpits and a more planted setup. I mean, Greg obviously has his own style, his own process, as does Jackson and Oisin. If we're kind of talking about height versus a tall rider versus a short rider, if you could take the same rider and grow them, then you'd definitely have different settings. But since Greg he's such a vertical rider, Jackson's also kind of a vertical rider. Oisin is not. So it's like, I think you get more difference in between riding style, whether there's a height difference or not, than you do from just tall guys to short guys.
I did your pin yesterday.
I'm Fraser McCubbin and I'm a mechanic for Bodie Kuhn on Trike Factory Racing.
Bit of a clean-up from last week or not so much?
Not as bad as it was last year after Snowshoe. That was, yeah, it's not so bad this year. A little bit of a clean-up and yeah, much and such the same bike-wise really. A couple little suspension changes for here. It's a bit different to Snowshoe, but definitely still rough. And we're pretty settled on our setup at the moment. We've done bits and bobs as the years went on, but we've not done anything crazy this year, which has been nice. But yeah, we'll probably end up changing something for this place. It's fast and rough, so we'll see how we go.
I see you changing out a rear shock there. Is there anything significant going on with it?
Not really. Just a little bit firmer maybe. But yeah, we'll see. We'll need to see how we go when they start riding the track. I'm not sure how it is this year, if they've done much work to it or not. They slowed it down a bit last year, so it wasn't as rough as we thought it would be last year. We will start practice and take it from there.
So Andrew, Chandro, we're in your home country.
Yes.
Can you tell
Yeah,
us
we
how
are,
many
yeah.
years you've been coming to this place?
I first came here, I think, in 91. 91? 91, yeah. Yeah, I had good memories from here. I had a couple good races. It always is a true test, St. Anne, this track. It's demanding. It's going to be an amazing race on Saturday. Hopefully the weather holds out. We'll see. A bit of rain coming in. Could add to the drama. But the overall fight is real. Long time ago, we did a lot more fire road stuff. It was pretty much just fire road and rough double track and whatnot. I think there's been little tweaks along the way. But yeah, you're right. Start and finish is similar spot, similar location. But yeah, this track it's legit. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think it's for sure it's the longest standing World Cup, whatever year we're in now. It's been over 30 years this race has been here. So it's always an incredible race, and if you can win on this track, you deserve it. Yeah.
So for every World Cup, we've been running Cushcore Pro insert. It's been working well for us. No issues so far. The couple times we punctured, we were able to salvage the run and make it onto the semis. So it's been working well for us. Yeah, we use Stan's race sealant. That's been working really well. Sealed a couple cuts for us, so gets along really well with the insert itself and the valve, and works well in the tire too.
So Matty DePel,
Yeah.
we're here with Conor Fearon's bike in the Forbidden Pits. Can you tell us a little bit about his setup this year?
So this is the prototype downhill Forbidden. We can't say the name yet up until November, when most likely there'll be the official release. So it's a mullet setup. We can do a couple of different configurations, but he likes it mullet, midway dropouts, 375 rear spring, 146 in the Airfort, 25 mil handlebar. Yeah, he loves the setup of the bike. We've played with shock tunes and got that all perfectly set up at the beginning of the season, and now it's just time to do his thing.
We're pretty lucky in that it wasn't too mucky last week, so we're really just going through, just freshening up lower legs and doing a few retunes for some of our athletes, but really just getting them all freshened up. This is definitely a faster track, so they really, I mean, especially in the speed zone there, they're really flying. So typically we'll try to slow the rebound down a little bit just so that it's not as wild a ride through there. But again, it's really athlete feedback, and every athlete, they can ride the same bike, be the same weight, and ride completely different tunes, completely different settings. So it's really more rider specific.